What is quads? Welcome back to another review video. Today we are taking a look at the Hisingy Sunray Ready to Fly Drone Kit. This is a kit that's aimed at beginners, and first of all let's take a look at these boxes because they really are something else. They are something really special, aren't they? I've seen nothing like this in FPV before. Before we get into the nuance and the details of the review, just really quickly, Hisingy did send me this free of charge. They won't see this review before it goes out. They haven't paid me for this review, and all the thoughts, I can never say that word, all the thoughts, facts and opinions in this video are my own. So let's first of all take a look at the goggles. Now, with each one of these kits, as you open the boxes, you will receive a QR code. Now, we'll come onto the app later on, but what you do essentially is all of these QR codes you scan in an app, you register an account, you scan in the app, they go into your virtual account, you unlock achievements for them, and it's something I've never seen before in FPV. Now, looking at the sticker that you get with it, you can also buy different stickers that come with, that don't come with it. So you get the one sticker, the Hisingy one that comes with it, but if you want to customize your goggles to your own thoughts and wishes and needs and whatever, you can get different stickers for the front of the goggles, no problems. It comes included with a lithium-ion battery and a really nice fat strap as well. The goggles are actually made by Fat Shark and are some of the best box goggles I have genuinely ever used. The signal and reception in them is better than some of the other goggles I've used with dedicated antennas. It has a USB Type-C on the underneath to charge it, and on the left hand side there is a expansion port for the DVR. Now obviously this is aimed at beginners, so for anybody who is a beginner and doesn't know what a DVR is, if you buy this for your kid and they want to share the footage with the friends or wherever, or you want to do it yourself, you'll need a DVR. The DVR is sold separately, so that's the only way that you can record your flights. I didn't use these goggles to record it because unfortunately I didn't get one in the kit that I received. However, what I will say is the goggles I used didn't have as good of reception as the Hisingy ones, so I would really recommend them. They are really, really good. Comfortable, a really nice screen, really big screen, and an incredible reception on the FPV side. Obviously you've got your instructions, very, very basic. I don't mean that in a negative way, but really easy to understand for beginners, big pictures. It doesn't overwhelm you with terminology that you wouldn't be used to. It really is brilliant. So then we can move on to the controller, which is the TX100S. Now it's got the throttle, you know this is a beginner's kit because it's got the throttle in the middle, which means it's easier for you to use and hold your altitude. The gimbals on them are really very nice. It's got really big buttons on it and it doesn't overwhelm you where if you was to sort of try and get into the hobby with the Radiomaster TX16S and you've got 750 million buttons, you've got 3 big buttons. It explains in the user manual what they do, and again it comes with a rechargeable battery inbuilt as well. There's a tab underneath that you just pull out in the same way there's a tab underneath the goggles that you just pull out. It's got USB Type-C, which is something we love to see here, and it's also got haptic feedback, which means that to start flying the drone you would press and hold the engine start button and then hold the throttle down. As you press and hold the engine start button, the controller vibrates with a little bit of haptic feedback. Really, really good. And something that I've often said would be really good for pilots if we could sort of figure a way of getting haptic feedback in for the wind and all that sort of stuff so that you can actually feel when you're flying in your controller. It's not quite at that sophistication levels. It is just so you know when you're turning the engines on and off. But still, it's a start and I'm here for it. I love it. Now, again, in the box you receive, you will have very clear, concise, basic instructions. You'll have a sticker that goes onto it. Again, you can buy a different sticker to change with your mood, and a QR code, which we'll come into shortly. Each box contains instruction manuals in English and in Chinese. So rather than having to go through it and have a look at which pages, just pick the English manual if you're English. Dead straightforward. In this kit, you will also receive 2 batteries and a charging hub which will charge up to 4 batteries at once. This is a USB-C, again, something we love to see here on the channel. You drop the batteries in, plug it into a USB-C charger, and it charges it. Simple as that. You will need to provide your own power supply to power the charging port. And then we move on to the drone itself, the Sunray. Now, this is like I say, I'm really impressed with the boxes for a start. But look at what you get inside the box. It's like a little chibi trinket. And I've never seen this before. Now, I believe with each one of their drones from Hisingy, you get a different one of these. These, I suspect, are going to become quite collectible in the future because I don't see any other drone manufacturer doing this. And I really think, especially when you're aiming something at the younger market and the beginner end, I really think this is something that has got massive potential. And then obviously you've got the drone there. Again, it comes with the sticker set, which you can add to it. These are holographic stickers, which make it look really cool. I have decided for the sake of this review to keep it clean and to not put the stickers on it, just so you can see what it looks like at all times rather than how somebody may choose to put the stickers on, if that makes any sense. And then inside the box, you get a little bag of paperwork. You've got a quick start guide, which really walks you through in very basic terms how to make sure you connect it to the channel on the goggles, how to bind it, how to register it in the app. Really straightforward. Then you've got like a little comic, I suppose, where it says journey starts here, and it goes through like the backstory of what the Sunray is and what the idea of it is and where you're going to go. And you've got your instructions again, a QR code obviously to register that in the app, postcard, and also obviously those holographic stickers, which I've still not yet applied to mine. Like I say, just so that when you see it on the camera, I think it's just easier to see. And then obviously eventually I will put the stickers on it and take some nice pictures and show it off once we are done testing and reviewing. But it really is something else. I've never seen a package put together like this. The retail packaging, first of all, I think is perfectly on point for the market that they want to aim it for. What I do like as well is inside the instruction manual of the drone, it tells you don't fly near airports, don't fly over crowds of people, stay within the local laws, don't fly near prisons. And that's great, especially at something that's aimed at beginners and the younger end. Because there was a drone I reviewed not too long ago, and in the actual app it said if you want to fly beyond your visual line of sight, this is how you would do it to make sure you get a good signal. And I did go back to them and said, look, that's probably not a great idea, guys. Maybe look at removing that from the app. I don't know if that's happened yet. I must check it. But Hisingy don't do that, and that's phenomenal. As we go through the Hisingy Sunray instruction manual, it tells you about the app, tells you where to download the app. So there's an iOS version and an Android version. Now, what I really like about this from the beginner's point of view is sometimes when you are trying to get into the hobby, it can seem overwhelming and overly complex because you do have things like Betaflight, you have rates, you have UARTs, you have BL Heli S, BL Heli 32, you have mag timings, you have, what hertz are you running on your ESC, and it is really quite overwhelming for the newer pilots or the younger pilots. So what this app does essentially is you've got a landing page which tells you all of the news from the company. Then you've got a page whereby you can go in and register your drone with them. Then you scan your QR codes, everything goes into your app, and it gives you skill points. And these skill points enable you to increase and decrease the performance of the drone. So for example, when you first get it, I think it's a couple of skill points that you actually receive, which means that the forward and backward speed is low, the up and down speed is low, the left and right speed is low. As you fly more, you unlock more achievements. Some achievements have more skill points with them, and you can increase the forward and backward speed, the up and down speed, the left and right speed. And you can keep doing that until you've unlocked them all. And once you have unlocked them all, you'll be prolific enough to fly the drone in those different modes anyway. So we'll have a quick look on screen as to what we do. But essentially, you need to sign up for an account. You put in your email address, some passwords. I know that some people don't necessarily like having to have an account registered to fly a drone, and that's cool. That's understandable. If it's such a problem, just use a burner account. You can then select a avatar, and then we'll get the 3 QR codes from the drone, the controller, and the goggles, and we'll scan them all into the app. That will then add them to our inventory. And I think you unlock achievements for adding new things to your inventory as well. I don't think it unlocks skill points necessarily. But yeah, and then to find the drone, all you need to do is go into the app, go into mini drone configuration, go into search, it brings up your Bluetooth, and then basically it says Sunray. Click on it, and then you go into tuning. You can change the color of the LED lights, you can change the skill points that you've got, etc, etc, etc. And it's really intuitive, it's really simple, and it's really straightforward. And if you are somebody that's watching this video because we're coming up to the holiday season, we're coming up to Christmas time, we're coming up to gift giving season, and you've got a child or a nephew, a niece, a relative who is asking about drones and is getting really interested in it, but you're sort of avoiding buying them something because you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I can help them set it up, I don't understand it myself. Buy them this, because literally as long as you can use a smartphone, it talks you through how to bind it, how to tune it, how to set it up, talks you through everything. And if you get the DVR module, you can download the footage from the DVR directly to the phone, so you don't even need a PC to change or set up anything. It's all within the infrastructure that Hisingy have built into this app and into this drone. Okay, so let's take it out to the field. A couple of points to note. First of all, the batteries that come with it are LIHV. It's all handled by the charger itself. Now, what LIHV is, again, you may hear these terms branded about if you are a beginner and you're not sure, but they charge to a bit higher voltage than what a Lipo charges to. You're supposed to land Lipos at a certain voltage, but ultimately, because it's a 1S and because it's all handled by the system itself, you don't need to worry about it. The voltage is on the bottom right hand side, the flight time is on the bottom right hand side. On the bottom left hand side, it tells you the controller signal strength and whether you're in altitude mode or sports mode. And I flew this in altitude mode just to show you how capable it is and how fast you can actually fly it. This was with about half of the skill points unlocked. You do have a very cool OSD showing feet percentage and those two things moving up and down either side. I don't think they mean a huge amount because I'm clearly not 190, 200 foot high at this point. So I don't think they mean a huge amount. The DVR footage that you can see was recorded with my DJI goggles using an analog adapter because, like I say, I don't have the DVR adapter for the Hisingy goggles. Now, this might sound like a sales pitch to some, but it really isn't. The Hisingy goggles actually perform better. So whether they are on a different frequency and they match each other, I don't know because we don't actually get the frequency from them. But the Hisingy goggles have a much better reception than what you're seeing here. I just couldn't record it, that's the only thing. Flight time, you will get around 4 to 6 minutes, depending how hard and how fast you fly it. You can probably get as little as 3 minutes if you really thrash it around like I'm doing out here. It's more than capable to fly outside. It's not just an indoor drone. It is a beginner drone, which means it's designed to give you the feeling and freedom of flight without worrying about anything else. So that means it just doesn't do flips and rolls, but you can experience what flight feels like, how to control it, how to control your height, the direction of travel and all that sort of stuff. Now, I am sort of narrating over these flights after the event. I did take my microphone out with me to sort of tell you what I was feeling as I was flying it. But because I am an idiot, as I mention in virtually every single video, I did actually forget to turn the microphone on. So I was talking away and I was explaining. It was a windy day. Although the sun was out, we had just had a storm, so it was quite windy. It was flying really well. It was coping with the wind, no problems. I'm trying to throw it about as much as I possibly can and fly as hard as I can, close to stuff, under stuff, around stuff, through the tree, which is, you know, quite a distance away to be fair, and it wasn't a problem. We did get some breakup when we went to the other side of the tree, but again, that was because we wasn't using the Hisingy goggles, which I really believe have a better reception performance than the DJI goggles with the analog adapter that I'm using. Now it does have a sport mode as well, so you can take it out of altitude mode and put it in sport mode, and that gives you a bit more tilt, a bit more angle, a bit more speed. For most newbies and for most beginners, the altitude mode gives you that feeling of flight without having to worry about smashing into things, and it's probably the best thing for the majority of people. Now, as always, when we have these reviews, we come to the final question, and that question is always, should you buy it? And I think it comes down to what you're interested in. If you're somebody who has no experience of flying a drone, no experience of how to program Betafly, your VTX tables, your ESC timings, and you don't want to have to learn all that, you just want to pick up a drone, slap on a pair of goggles, grab a controller that's matched to it and fly, this kit's perfect for you. If you want to give something as a gift and you want it to have really nice packaging, and for the person that receives it, it would probably be a child when you think about the packaging, to have that wow factor when they unwrap this present on the birthday or Christmas morning, this is really stunning. This will make them go, whoa. Because when I received it, I was like, wow, now, I'm in my 40s, so I'm no young spring chicken. And when I opened it, I was like, this is incredible. So imagine how a kid feels. I showed it to my kids and they just went wild. My kids are wild, but there you go. The other group of people who I think this would be a purchase for is kids. Because of the gamification within the app, they have to unlock achievements to unlock speed points. They have to scan the QR codes if they get a new set of propellers, or they have to scan the QR code if they get a new drone, or scan the QR code if they get a new body or a new set of stickers, and all that goes into their inventory and all that goes into their achievements. Fly for 90 minutes, you get an achievement. Fly for 30 minutes, you get an achievement. Do 50 crashes, you get an achievement. Log in on certain days, you get an achievement. It is the perfect gift to give a child, I think, who's interested in drones but doesn't have any experience, because they can fly FPV, they can fly line of sight, they've got a controller that's matched to it, they've got really nice goggles, they've got the app, so they don't necessarily need anybody with technical information or with a technical mind, should I say. It'd be good if I learned to actually speak when I did these reviews. But they don't need anybody with a technical mind to help them. If you can use an app, if you can use a smartphone, you can use this app. It really is as simple as that. So they come to you for help, you open up the app, you follow it through. It's dead straightforward. Really, really easy. Most kids are going to be able to use the app themselves, to be fair. Logging in on certain days, they're going to be excited for that. So it extends that longevity of it. This kit will also work with all of Hisingy's other drones, so there's at least 2 more that they've got. Maybe they'll release more in the future too. Each one of Hisingy's drones has a story, a backstory. So it has the little character that comes with it. It has what is essentially a comic strip that comes with it. But each one has a different backstory, a different character, a different comic strip. So once they've flown one and gets to the next birthday, you can get them the drone because they've already got the goggles, they've already got the controller, they can have the other drone. And again, that goes into their inventory as well. And it really will keep them entertained for hours. I think if I just look at my app very quick, I don't know if I can put it on screen, but pretty much my kids have been flying this every morning before school. It's got 90 minutes flight time, 235 flights and 217 crashes. Now that speaks volumes for how well built it is, but it also speaks volumes for how entertaining it is, because sometimes if a kid crashes and they can't do something, they'll give up. This just keeps them coming back for more. My youngest son, up until a couple of weeks ago, had never flown a drone. The majority of the crashes are his. We started a couple of weeks ago just ramming straight into the wall at full speed, although the speed was reduced because he didn't have full speed points, skill points. Now obviously he's got a lot more and can fly a lot faster, but what he's able to do now, he's able to control it around the doors, up the stairs, down the stairs, whereas before it was just ramming it into the wall because he didn't have that skill. And he kept coming back and wanting to fly it more and wanting to learn more. Obviously, if you're a seasoned pilot and you've got FPV experience and you've got goggles and you've got a controller and you're looking for something that's a bit more advanced, this probably isn't the kit for you, but this is not who it's aimed at. It's aimed at people who like the gamification of their hobbies, who like the nice pretty retail packaging. It's aimed at kids, it's aimed at beginners. And for that, and for those people, this is an absolute must buy. And I would recommend that this goes on certainly 1 or 2 kids' Christmas cards lists that I know of. I'm sure you probably know of some too. If you've got any questions or if you wish to know anything about it, do drop a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to help you. You can just drop a like, comment and subscribe. That'd also be awesome. Until next time, you've all been amazing. I've been Quads. Peace out.